So today's webinar topic is how to improve your HR productivity by 5x. The host for today's webinar is majorly going to be led by Rohit, who's the CEO and founder of Target Integration. I am Tanushree. I am heading the marketing here. And we are also very fortunate to have Maxim with us from Odoo. So he's going to be very happy to answer any product related questions about Odoo services and products towards the end. Let me now move to today's agenda. So we're going to be quickly covering what is target integration and what do we do. We're going to, apologies, we're going to then discuss why we need to automate HR functions. We'll quickly discuss some of our partners and solutions. And then Rohit's going to be conducting a very exciting live product demo, which is going to be Odoo's HR module. And towards the end, we will take a few questions and try our best to answer them. So without any further ado, I think we'll get to it. I'm going to give the access to Rohit now.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Tanushree. That's a quick, nice, good start. So, good morning, all. Good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are around the world. I know a few people have joined from as far as Japan. So, thank you for joining us. Quick overview. I always say not death by PowerPoint. What we want to show is real product demo so that you can learn a little bit from today's session as well. But target integration, a little bit about us, was established in 2008 in Dublin, in Ireland, in a small room, 2008, 12 years ago. We were only 2-3 employees back then, but the mission was still the same. We should be able to bring business insights to our customers, business insights that they can use to make clearer, faster decisions for their business, where to invest, what to work upon. So we expanded pretty quickly. We went into UK first in Birmingham, and then we decided, look, India, and with my background as well, it was a perfect choice. We initially thought we will go to India and we'll have an operation center there, but realized that yes, it's a bigger market, and we started selling our solutions over there as well. So at this stage, we've got India with 3 offices: New Delhi, Mumbai, and Bangalore, and 2 more coming pretty soon. We opened up US late last year as well, and with all the COVID-19 situation, that has been in a bit of a hold for now, but it's picking up again. We have a development center in Greece, in Thessaloniki, providing a perfect mix of quality and value. Max has kindly pointed it out. Yes, it'll be brilliant. If you have any questions, please put them in the chat window. Please put them in the questions section in the webinar Zoho Showtime as well, please. We would love to answer them at the end of the webinar after the demo. So moving on about target integration, what do? We provide CRM and ERP systems in cloud. So everything that we do, 100% right from the beginning of the company, has always been around CRM systems and in cloud. And of course, back in the old days, cloud used to be a big challenge. We had to educate people, what is cloud? Please go towards it. But now it's a de facto standard. Everybody has accepted it. And it's much easier to talk about cloud with businesses compared to how it used to be back in the old days. Talking about HR, human resource functions, why do we need to automate them? Well, we need to automate them because, of course, they are the most important people in every organization. We talk about automation all the time, but we cannot live with automation alone. We still need human resources, people to manage it, to control it, to effectively improve the experience of employees in the organization. Us as a consulting company focus quite a lot on our employees, focus quite a lot on their well-being. Every now and then the HR team is working hard to make sure everybody is in touch, and particularly when they're working remotely, when you don't have a face-to-face connection with them, they still need to get the same feeling that they are working with an organization who looks after them. So if we automate some of their functions, it reduces their time spent on all these admin functions, it reduces the effort, and ultimately it gives them a bit more control and gives them this time which they can spend on more productive actions, ideas. It minimizes human error as well. Don't forget, we are all humans. It is possible to type incorrect information sometimes, or get information from one place and put it into a wrong place. And that's where, if we have automation built in, we reduce human error. We reduce storage and printing cost. The other day, we were talking to a business who are printing every CV which comes in, then they give it to every interviewer, and that interviewer goes through all of these paper as well. And then there is a file kept on every employee once they have been hired. And think about, in today's day and age, if you have 10,000 employees or 1,000 employees, even for that sake, you immediately go 1,000 files sitting in the file room on employees. It's not only a security issue, but also a privacy issue as well. And then you'll have to maintain that. That means it's a cost as well. And yes, all of that can be reduced, managed using automation in businesses. So collaborate across teams. Again, when you're working remotely, you have everybody available in different parts of the world, in some cases, different parts of the city. And yes, you want to work with them. You want to make sure that the HR person sitting in Birmingham is looking after all the employees who are based in Ireland. Yes, and you should be able to collaborate. Against marketing team has a requirement on hiring a new team member, but HR team needs to work on, recruitment team needs to work on the vacancy. Some insightful reports, some reports that you can take some action upon. You should be able to see how many people are taking holidays, when are they taking holidays, what is the most popular period of time, is everybody going on holidays at the same time? Of course, avoid that as well, because otherwise there will be nobody running their business. And ultimately, time to focus on critical tasks that they can spend time upon to make improvements in the business. Brings in improved efficiency and, of course, reduce costs. And we work with a number of partners around bringing this automation to you. We work with Cloud Yogi, Odoo, Zoho, Microsoft. And out of all of these, today we have picked up Odoo. What is Odoo? For those who don't know Odoo quite well, Odoo is a full ERP system. So when clients come to us, when people come to us and talk to us about Odoo, and they say, okay, can I use it only for HR? Can I use it only for inventory management? Can I use it only for payroll management? We go, no, that's not the ultimate goal. That's not the advantage that Odoo brings to you. And Max, who's our partner account manager in Odoo as well, based in Belgium, will agree to this, because Odoo is powerful when you actually use everything together, or at least a few good apps together. Odoo has full inventory management. It has CRM sales management. It is manufacturing system for a lot of businesses. It has a very powerful purchase management function as well. And of course, HR and payroll as well. People who are working on project management systems, that they need people as well, but then billing and accounting is there. So it brings in a set of different applications together, gives you a very wide range, very wide variety of applications to run your business, and they're all integrated together in one environment. And that's what the advantage of Odoo is. Moving on from there, today we are going to talk about the HR apps. And the HR apps, these 10 apps make the HR app in Odoo. Now, employee management, of course, the core. Recruitment management, employee referrals. Your existing employees are the best source of new employees for you if they think highly of the company. You can get referrals of new employees from them. Leave management, holidays management, quite critical, even for small businesses as well, where you have 10 people and you're still trying to manage who applied for the holidays. Where is he or she today? Oh, she took a holiday. Nobody knows in the business. Very important and very critical. Going through to expense management, you have expenses coming in and how to manage them, how to approve them. Then it goes into, or should go into, accounting automatically, and full integration of accounting is available through expense app in Odoo. There is planning, scheduling. There is appraisal management, annual appraisals. Fleet management is more around cars. If you provide vans and cars to your employees, how to manage them. And of approval management. And approval management is becoming a very powerful tool in version 14, which is to be released on 1st of October during Odoo experience. And they will talk about the full approval management workflow. Lunch management, this is again, if you provide lunch or food to your employees, you can have their preferences, their requirements put into this app, and that can be managed properly as well. Two other apps which are very nicely integrated with the human resources app is the project management and the timesheet management. Project management, managing the projects run by company. They can be projects run by accountants. They can be projects run by solicitors. Yes, they have clients, and all of these clients have their own projects running. And then you have timesheet management, which feeds into billing and accounting as well. So, you'll see that some of these apps are nice. A number of these apps are integrated together. For today's demo, I'm going to focus primarily on the time off, leaves management, and the employee management app. But yes, if you have any specific requirements, please raise the questions. Please contact us, and we will be happy enough to do a particular face-to-face dedicated demo for you. Now, features of the HR Odoo app. There is a nice dashboard, shift management, entry and exit checklist is there. There are integrations available with hardware devices. So you have check-in and check-out. That's your biometric device automation, or non-biometric as well. If you don't want to go down the route of thumbprints and things like those, you can still have fobs and access cards. Holiday vacation management, HR document management, where is the employee's contract, where is his driving license, where is his passport and visa and things like those. Automation on leave request, approval emails and things like those done by multiple people. That's all managed by Odoo HR apps. And employee reminders. There is an appraisal coming. Quite a lot of these things are there in the HR apps. So just quickly finishing off on Odoo and ourselves. We are a silver partner with Odoo in UK. We are a silver partner with Odoo in India, and a ready partner of Odoo in Ireland. We chose to go down through this configuration, and Max will tell you how many discussions we had around this. We have the possibility of becoming gold partner in a country, or otherwise, yes, making sure that we have customers around the globe. So use that power, and yes, we distributed our marketing efforts around this. So I will switch over to the demo now. Unless you have any questions, you can throw them into the questions box, and I'll be happy enough to answer them for you. I will turn off my video just during the demo. There is no point in looking at a person's face where I'm focusing on the screen itself. But yes, I am here, and it is a live demo. So please feel free to interrupt me and stop me in between if you have any questions. So back sharing the screen again, and here is my demo environment. I have two web browser windows, one in incognito mode with Google. I'm logged in with an employee with a username, Julie Swenson, and we'll use her as a user of the system. And the second environment I have ready here is the administrator login. So if I haven't lost it anywhere, I will be able to find it in 1 second for you. So that's my administrator login. When you log into Odoo, you generally are presented with an interface like this, which is a very, am I sharing? Yes, I am sharing my screen. So you're presented with an interface like this, an icon-based view. I always say that this is a very interactive, very nice icon-based view. I love it because you know what? All of us are born, or at this stage, we are using iPhones. We are using Android phones. We are very used to of this concept of apps. We are used to of this icon-based view. So it attracts you immediately. As soon as I look at an icon on my mobile, I know what it does. It's a website. It's appraisal management. It's planning. It's link tracker. So all of these are easily available to you. Also, there are a number of other advantages as well. While I'm at this screen, I'll show you some of the beautiful features, some of the fantastic features of this interface. I can type and search for a particular app or otherwise a menu item. So I go I'm on the right screen. Employees. I don't have to search. A lot of time people go, where do I search? There's no search field here. There's no search icon here. You don't need to click anywhere. Just type employees. Immediately, everywhere in the menu items where you see employees, it shows up. Of course, I want to go to the employees app, so I click here. Odoo is quite keyboard friendly as well. It's a web application, but it runs with all of your normal interface of the applications, of your desktop applications as well. I pressed Alt key, and immediately in that gray and scale, you can see all the keyboard shortcuts become available. C for create, I for import, H to go back to the home screen. Quite useful when you're working with bookkeepers, when you're working with people who are quite strong with keyboard, they would want to do, and I use it on a day-to-day basis myself for target integration. I quickly go Alt H and search for, let's say, leaves, holidays, calendar, and I go into calendar. I typed in LEA, that's why calendar came in. I go back Alt H and go employees again and click enter and go to employee management. Cool so far, nice. So we go top menu, we can see all the employees, we can see the employees directory, reporting, configuration. If this system is your day-to-day process management system, your system for employees, you can imagine they go in to find out all the employees of the organization. I have 20 of them here. I used the demo database, so you can see their nice pictures, whether they are logged in, not logged in, all those dots are there to tell me as well. We're going to create a new employee now. So I go into employees and I create a new employee. For this particular environment, I'm going to use the name of Julie Swenson, who is going to be our marketing manager. Tanushree will kill me after the demo. How can you hire a new marketing manager? I'm here. Yes, you are here. Don't worry. Marketing manager, and I can give a mobile number. I can give all sort of information. I am not going to create new one. And work email. And the department Julie is going to work in. So I'll put her in the sales department. The job position. Now, all of these are configured in the background, and I can update it as needed as well. See, it automatically updates my job position. Who's going to be the manager? I will put myself as the manager. And you'll see immediately down here in the work information tab, all the information about Julie comes in. By default, she is working for this company address called your company. That's by default created by Odoo in the background. But if it is your environment, it will be target integration. It will be another as you expect, as you would like to see. Who is the coach? Who's going to be the coach responsible for Julie's onboarding? Who's going to look after her while she starts her journey in the organization? I can pick somebody else from the organization as well. Who's going to approve her expenses? Line manager, possibly. So I go, yes, Michelle. Michelle is going to approve them. Who's going to approve her time off? These can be different people. Working hours. How many working hours is Julie going to work per week? And I have the possibility of, yes, picking one of the standard ones, but then I have the possibility of creating and configuring a different schedule as well. By the way, this has no connection, no linking with any of the schedule management app. And we will cover that later on or in another demo at some stage. But yes, this is total number of hours per week. Which time zone? Of course, if you're an organization spread around the globe, like ourselves, you will have people working in different time zones. What's the planning role for her? Is she going to be an approver? Is she going to be, play a particular role? Now, planning management app, by the way, is also called roster management in a lot of countries, and particularly in Ireland, the language or the terminology used around planning is roster management. And roster management is challenge if you go into a very small restaurant, if you go into a very small retail shop as well, you realize actually people are not available on the days that you want them to work upon. So you have to play around this and you have to work on, can somebody take an approval? And yes, I think it'll be useful to bring in that roster management app in one of the next webinars as well. Private information, this information again, Odoo is full access controlled. So you define what information is visible to what type of employees. If private information about that employee is not to be presented to all the normal employees of the organization, yes, I would say please hide it, keep it secure only with the HR team and limited people in the team. What address? Where does this person live? What's the personal email address? Phone number? Kilometer home work? I mean, how far are they? And some of these fields are by default available. If you don't need them, they can be removed as well. Nationality, identification number, passport number, male, female. Just want to make sure Julie is with the right gender. By the way, this morning we had a nice, interesting fact provided to us. I'm just fitting that in here as well. 35% of the employees in target integration are females, which is brilliant, when you're trying to talk about gender balance and things like those. Moving on, date of birth, place of birth, country of birth, any information that you want to have on this person is available here, and of course can be expanded upon as well as needed. Don't forget, with this information you want to give that personal feeling to the employee when they are working with the organization. And of course, some of this can be an emergency information as well. Who's the next to kin? Who do you need to contact if in case you do need to contact somebody? Who's the related user? What is this? This is effectively, and in Odoo, you have the possibility of employees who do not have a login to the system. They don't have to log in. They don't have to do anything. They are there in the system for planning management. They are there in the system for project management, and they're not going to use the system. Or yes, they are going to use the system, and in that case, we need to connect a related user with an employee who is in the system as well, so that the data is connected and flows together. What's the PIN code that they use to log in, chip out, log in, log out? Badge ID, if you want the system to generate it for you as well, system can do that. System can even print some of these badges for you if you have relevant printers available. When the time comes for appraisal, who do you want the appraisal forms to go to? Managers, employees, collaborators, colleagues, and what was the last appraisal date? It gets updated every time you have an appraisal with the employee as well. Don't forget, with all of this, and at this stage, I can just nicely go and save the employee profile, Julie's profile here. You can see she's present since 12:14 p.m. You're going, what's that? Well, that's effectively the system one was configured with, I think, a UTC time zone. So it is thinking that since 10:14, when I set up this database, it is still running. She's logged in second window, so that's why she is present. And she hasn't taken any time off. By the way, she doesn't have any allocation either. And we'll talk about that in a minute. Every Odoo app, every Odoo environment, every Odoo entity has a little chatter, as we call it, at the bottom of the screen. This chatter allows you to record any notes. It allows you to send a message. It allows you to have schedule an activity with the person as well. By the way, a few good questions coming in, and I will address them later on. I guess Max is doing a fantastic job by answering a lot of questions. Thank you, Max. I will come back to all of these later on and quickly cover them. Now that I have Julie Svensson set up in the database, I can move on back to my home view, and I'm going to allocate some holidays to her. And going to the time off app, you can see first thing, the dashboard. It's showing me my time off. It's showing me my holidays that I have taken so far. It is also showing me any compensatory offs which I have earned. Of course, this is my dashboard. Even if I am the CEO of the company, I am an employee of the organization as well, and I have that same allocation as everybody else. So I go in and go into look at configuration and how many time off types do I have. I can define different type of time off types here: paid time off, compensatory time off, sick time off, unpaid time off, parental time off, and you can see the mode. Is it allocated by HR? Is it free allocation request? Anybody can apply. And is there no allocation needed, or allocation is needed for them or not? Again, there are different time offs. The parental time off only kicks in once you become a parent. But yes, these features allow you to define a number of different time off types in the database in Odoo. These can then be applied to different people as well. As you can see, if I create a new one, or if I edit an existing one, paid time off, what's the payroll code, take the time off in, I have the possibility to select half days, hours. Can people take a couple of days off? Can they take a minimum half day off? Yeah, you can configure it here. Whether it's allocated, is it allocated freely? Is there an allocation required? Is it allocated by HR only? Yes, that's also a possibility, and that's what we saw in case of Julie. She doesn't have any holidays given to her yet. HR needs to apply them. Display the time off in the calendar? Yes. And if this calendar this is a very common request, and we have had this in target integration as well. If somebody requests a time off, it should synchronize with their calendar, because ultimately we are looking at people's calendar, whether that person is available or not available to book a meeting. If it does not synchronize with their calendar, we will never know that they've applied for a day off on that day, while we are thinking that they are available for the full day. Let's go book a meeting with them. So features like these actually make Odoo pretty usable, pretty easy to work with, and of course, integrated with things like Google Calendar, Office 365 Calendar, makes it easier for interoperability as well. I'm going to go in and see what can everyone see. So let's. You can see here there are 3 employees who have booked time off, and their calendar in September. I have a couple of days off here. Charlene has some time off here. This allows you to see quickly whether somebody will be in the organization or not on a particular day. You can very quickly view the month, the year, the week, to make sure that you have the full visibility of the team of the organization. There are filtered views, there are group by features where you can go, okay, I just want to see the department, I just want to see a particular employee. Again, conscious of time, we are hitting 11:30, and we would like to finish off probably 5-10 minutes after 11:30 for questions, and then finish off early and give you 10-15 minutes of your life back to you out of this 1 hour. So I'll answer any of those. If you have any questions, particularly on this part, we will be happy enough to answer them later on. What managers can see? Managers can see time off. Managers can see allocations. Managers can see for everybody, or those that they need to approve. I'm a manager, but I don't have anything to approve at the moment. Let's go and let's allocate some time to Julie. So we go back into employees. Now, this does not need to be done on a regular basis. This can be done on a department level as well. So don't think that this is a big exercise. Why do I need to allocate time? But as I said, this can be done easily on a department level. So you can define this on the department to say this whole department has an allocation of X number of days. By the way, one thing I missed and did not go through quickly was organization chart. Quite a number of times you want to see the organization chart and you don't know where to find it. Odoo creates an organization chart for you automatically as you define the reporting team members in your organization. So as Julie's manager is me, Julie is showing up here as a marketing manager reporting into the CEO of the company. And same way, all the other, and this tells you that there are 6 direct subordinates for me and no indirect subordinates yet. if Julie had a few team members of her own, they will show up as indirect subordinates for Rohit. I can go in and look at, by the way, I can go in and look at the my own profile as well and review and work with it. And for those who are wondering, can employees submit their own forms? Yes, they can submit their own forms as well. If you allow them to, if they have a username and password, yes, they can go in and submit their own forms. So back to my holiday allocation, time off, locations. And I need to create an allocation for Julie. Wrong window. Going into allocation. There we go. Save and approve. You'll see I created a time off allocation for Julie. As soon as I did that, it went in for one to approve. I did the approval myself, click the button. But then it went in for second approval as well. New allocation request created by Mitchell admin. 20 days of parental time off. But it says that there is another task for Mitchell admin to approve. So yes, time off can be approved or second level approval can be created around allocations. I go and validate this. This is fully approved now. And if I go back, look at employees, look at Julie, you can see that she now has 20 days allocated to her and she hasn't taken any time off yet. So moving on, and I will now log in. I am logged in as Julie here, as you can see, top right hand side. Logged in as Julie just to see, how do I use this application? How do I get to know about other people's employees? So go into employees and I can see the whole employee directory. You can see I have restricted access. I don't have the configuration tab. I don't have the employee. I have the employees directory. I can see various team members. So that's the default configuration which comes out. I go into time off and I don't get everything else. I straight away go into my own dashboard. I have 20 days of parental time off available to me. And I haven't taken any. So I click on new time off request. I go, let's go on holidays. Let's plan something. Let's go on 29th of September. And let's come back on 1st of October. That's 3 days. Holidays. Vacation. Yeah, everybody, at least in Ireland, actually going for staycation. Let's not go anywhere else. Just take a break. So as soon as I create this, goes in on my calendar. You can see it there. Oh, there's a problem. It still says 0. Well, it still says 0 because that hasn't been approved by my manager yet. It is still saying that you have 3 days requested, but yes, you haven't taken or it hasn't been approved yet. I'm going to go back into my admin role now. Go back here and I go into my time off, and remember where I was showing you managers app and I want to see time off approval requests. See there? Julie Swenson from the department sales. It was requested by the employee. Yes, it can be requested by the HR team or the manager. The description is holiday staycation. That's what she put in. The start date, the end date, and the requested number of days as well. What is the status? The status is to approve. I can now have a conversation with Julie if I want to here. I can send a message and have a full conversation with Julie to say, do you really need to go on holidays? And she might say, yes, I do, because I'm tired. The whole summer is gone. Yeah, you would. So why? But yes, this is useful sometimes where the day off requests have not been approved by the manager beforehand. And if you don't want to do anything, you can happily go in and say approve. No problems at all, Julie. Please enjoy. And I can again second approval as well. By default, the system is configured with 2 approval levels, and because I'm the administrator, I have access to approve it twice and send it in the system. Once done, this is now booked. I don't have anything left to approve anymore. But if I want to go and see all the holidays, I can see it. Mark had holidays requested in the past and I approved them as well. Oh, good. And if I want to ever see a breakdown of holidays taken by different employees, that's my group by view. Coming back to the administrator view, coming back to the employees view now, and I'll just refresh this page. So you'll see out of my 20 days, those 3 days which I requested for, they have now been approved, and that means they are now in the calendar booked out of my allocation of 20 days, and I now have 17 days left. So that's the full holiday management, leave management cycle, going from employees to leave management. And yes, we would love to bring more demos to you, but I will rest my case here. So if you have any other questions, I see quite a lot of conversations going on in the chat window, which is brilliant. But if you have any other questions, I would love to answer them now at this stage. And that's Odoo HR apps, or particularly the 2 apps that we have covered today, employee management and time off management. I will bring the presentation back here. And while we are at it, we just created a couple of questions. So Alex, thanks for the question. Do I need an Odoo license for each employee? That depends on you. Do you want to go down the route of an individual approval cycle, an individual, they can request themselves? If you want self-service features, yes, they do need a license each. Yes, Odoo can differentiate between contractors. You don't give them one if you don't want to give them access. If you don't want to give them a login, you can leave them without a login and manage them or managed by HR team. You can also go down the route of giving them limited access. So if you can define that, how to differentiate. Also, yes, you can have tags. One thing that I did not cover as much, I will quickly cover it now if you want. If everybody is okay, I can have tags on these employees, and these tags will allow me, these free tags can allow me to define where this person works. Or here you go, employee screen again. I can define quite a number of tags on them. Not enabled, actually, yeah, they are. So I can go contractor and create a new tag and give it a new color because I want to highlight them. And save this. And you'll see that these tags become available, visible. Employee, consultant, you can see 2 tags here. And quite a lot of tags become available then. Couple of questions that we have left on the screen for you to give you a nudge, and then we will go on and answer your questions as well. Please keep them coming. Which business functions can be automated with CRM ERP software? You can actually go in. Odoo has the widest range of applications available, apps available. We work with, as we have mentioned in the past as well, we work with Dynamics 365, Salesforce, and a number of different application providers. But Odoo has the widest range of applications available to run your business. Is cloud solution a safe option for human resource management? It sure is. When you look at it, most of the applications at this stage, one, come with most of these organizations, and including Odoo as well, they're all certified, they're all GDPR compliant, they're all saving your information in a safe environment. Odoo, in terms of cloud, has 3 different possibilities: Odoo Cloud, Odoo Zone Self-Managed Cloud, Odoo SH, which is their cloud as well. And then you have the possibility of hosting it in your own cloud or in a third-party cloud as well. So cloud, yes, definitely is a safe option for human resource management. Max, any other thoughts? while you're there as well?
Yeah, sure. Might be good to address one of the previous questions, which actually shows the value proposition of our software in quite a good manner. Where the question was actually asked whether they can use Odoo for marketing and sales and CRM. So obviously, you've been demonstrating the HR applications, but as I explained, Odoo is actually an all-in-one business software. So I think at the beginning you also mentioned this briefly, where actually company can decide to manage all their business processes using Odoo Enterprise, and that will actually benefit the pricing as well, since the pricing, how it's built up, is where you have a certain user cost and then a cost per application, and basically the pricing does scale in a certain manner, where if you do decide to use many applications, the user cost basically remains the same. So you basically get more value for the user price by having multiple applications that those employees can access, and just by allowing your employees to manage as many processes as possible in the Odoo software. So there's definitely a huge benefit towards price, where if a company decides to use as many processes as possible in the Odoo software, the pricing actually becomes more advantageous. And
Mm-hmm.
besides that, of course, a customer can also benefit from the standard integration that exists between the Odoo applications. So it's a very common request for customers where they want to integrate Odoo with other solutions. But of course, developing such an integration and then also maintaining such a connector is quite can pick up quite a bit of budget in a project. Where of course, if you use Odoo for as many processes as possible, then you can just benefit that standard integration, which Odoo itself will maintain, so you won't have
Yeah.
fees and costs for developing any kind of connector.
No, no, brilliant point, Max. And of course, we have also done quite a lot of analysis for a lot of our clients. Some of the applications in, let's put it this way, in the commercial world at the moment, when you add new apps to them, they become expensive. While in case of Odoo, the per user per month cost goes down if you add more users, if you add more apps to the Odoo environment. So yeah, very good point. Okay, yes, Odoo Enterprise version 13 is what I've used for this demo. Um, Perfect. So, if there are no other questions, as I said, we would like to, give you a few minutes of your lifetime back that you can use to write some emails and answer a few phone calls or make a few phone calls. Thank you very much, all, and see you in the next webinar. Tanushri, we
Yes,
have the
yes.
next webinar's thought as well already.
Right. So the next webinar is actually going to be on the 30th, which is 2 weeks from today. And the topic is going to be how to send mass emails using Zoho campaign. So quite an exciting topic. Do stay tuned. And if you guys are watching this video on YouTube, so don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. You can also shoot in more questions to us. The email ID is info@targetintegration.com, and Max has also shared his own personal email ID as well as Rohit's email ID. If you want to fire away any more questions, I'm sure they'll be happy to answer. You can also connect with us on social media. We have a presence across all channels. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you, Rohit, and thank you, Max. That was a very insightful session.
Thank you very much, Tanushri, for organizing it. And yes, thank you all for attending. See you in the next webinar. Max, thanks very much for the presence.
Thank you for inviting me. Looking forward to the next one. Thank you everyone for tuning
Take
in.
care.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye. Bye, guys.
Thank you.